Hello there, my lovely videotape worms. Looking for a scary good time tonight, huh? A little romp in the dark, perhaps? Well, you've come to the right place. That is, if you're looking to end up as a permanent fixture in this black and white hellhole I've been calling home lately. But hey, you and I are in for one hell of a ride tonight. You know, I have to say, when I said I wanted a part in one of Willard's movies, I didn't mean permanently. Sheesh, a gal shows a little interest, and the next thing you know, they're putting you up on our shelf. What is it with the men in my afterlife? It's been hell watching this movie over and over again. But with you on the scene, I've got a new script that's just dying to sink its teeth into you. I mean, I bent over backwards to give this thing a rewrite, which is odd because usually bending over forward is so much more useful. I just kill myself sometimes. So what do you say? Let's give little Willie some unpleasant dreams.
Oh man, who the hell turned off all the color?
I'll give you one guess.
Willard!
Bingo.
Surprise, surprise.
What is up, bros and broettes? I am Inkslasher, and welcome to Attack of the Radioactive Thing. The cutscene you just watched is for this new zombies map coming out in DLC 3 tomorrow, so I am pretty pumped to get my hands on this tomorrow and play this thing. This is probably one of my favorite zombies maps in all of Infinite Warfare. I had a ton of fun playing it. Activision actually flew me down a little bit early to play the DLC early to bring you guys some gameplay, and I'm glad they did because I had a ton of fun playing this map. Now, in the opening cutscene, you may have noticed a couple of interesting things, the first of which is that we're in black and white. Now, this is only for the first 3 rounds. After round 3, all of a sudden it goes into color. Not exactly sure why they did this. I'm not sure whether it has to do with part of the Easter egg, or maybe it will go back to black and white later in the map, but as of right now, all I know, it's only till round 3. Now, the other part of the opening cutscene that you may have noticed is who I like to call Booberella because of The Simpsons, but in reality, in real life, her name was Elvira. Now, this was a lady who was a TV hostess for cult movie classics back in 1988. Now, that doesn't quite fit with this map because this map is a 1950s style movie. However, Elvira was around in 1988, so it doesn't quite match up there, and I'm not sure why they chose that for this map, but just know that she used to kind of host horror movies back in the day on TV. The TV show she hosted was called Fright Night, and in this TV show, she played the character of Elvira, Mistress of the Dark. Now, throughout playing this map, Attack of the Radioactive Thing, she acts almost like Pam Grier did back in Shaolin Shuffle. You can actually find her on the map laying centrally on a chair and actually go ahead and talk to her. Now, just like the opening cutscene, she talks in a bunch of sexual innuendos, just like she did back in the show in the 1980s, but she is the one that gives you objectives throughout the map. Now, I'm not sure how directly she's intertwined with the Easter egg, but she is kind of taking the place of Pam Grier from back in Shaolin Shuffle. Another really interesting thing about this map is that it takes place during the day. Throughout the history of Zombies map, I can only think of one other map that has been during the daytime, and it's only kind of during the daytime. And if you know what that map is, write it down in the comment section below. And if there's any others that I'm missing, also feel free to leave those as well. But to my knowledge, there's only one other map, and with this, it kind of makes a really weird comparison between the spooky zombies and the daylight that's not scary at all, and it's interesting. I kind of actually like it just for a change. Now, there was actually a pretty solid reason for this, and it's because of the way movies were shot back in the 1950s. So, of course, like I said, this is supposed to be modeled after Attack of the Radioactive Thing movies from back in the 1950s. Movies where there'd be giant grasshoppers, giant spiders, or in this case, giant crabs. But these type of movies were normally filmed in black and white back in the 1950s, and because of that, black and white movies didn't work that great in the dark. That's why a lot of these horror movies were filmed during the day back in the 1950s, hence the setting of this map. The next thing I wanted to talk about is the mini boss. Now this spawns in every few rounds, and as you can see here, it's essentially a mini giant crab. It's about a human-sized crab. Now the biggest problem I had with this is that it's just simply fast, and it takes a ton of bullets to kill. Now the other thing is, in later rounds, what that boss will actually do is its kind of hanging light above its head will flash, and it will act like a flashbang, and therefore kind of blind you for about 10 seconds. So you got to make sure you're in a really open area and can keep moving, because if you do not, you will get stuck on something because of the flash and you will die. Now, the reason why I say this is a mini giant crab is because of what the overall boss is. So if you go to the beach and kind of look off into the distance, you can see a really large one of the monsters we just saw. Now, this is the giant radioactive thing, and I have no idea how you can even attack it, because if you shoot at it, you can't even deal any damage to it. Now, the next thing I wanted to talk about is the wonder weapon on this map, if you want to call it that. Now, it's called the modular atomic disintegrator, I believe, and it's really weird. It's almost like a ray gun hand pistol, if you want to call it that. And the interesting thing about this weapon is it almost looks like you're going to be firing a shotgun. So what I thought it would do is deal massive damage to a big crowd of zombies, and it really doesn't. It deals really large damage to one individual zombie, and in fact, this is the best way I found to actually kill the mini boss. Now, the other part of this is you can actually upgrade this thing by adding different parts to it, and of course, pack-a-punching it, which no one actually found out how to pack-a-punch things at Infinity Ward, so no one has the kind of jump on that going into the release of this map. But I found that this weapon was best used against the mini-boss and wasn't actually great against large hordes of zombies. Now, for the rest of the video, I'm just going to leave you guys off with some higher round gameplay. I'm actually going to upload a video later this afternoon showing you guys how to turn on the power. It's actually really simple on this map, so stay tuned for that. But as of right now, I'm just going to leave you guys off with some gameplay. Let me know what you think of this map down in the comment section below. Do you like that it's a day map? Do you hate that it's a day map? What are your thoughts on that? Let me know what you think down in the comments. And if you enjoyed the video, like what you saw, and want to see some more zombies, feel free to leave a like rating. If you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button. We are pretty damn close to 300,000, if not at 300,000 subscribers when this video comes out. So thank you guys very much. I hope you enjoyed, and until next time, peace out.
Time to let loose with the old chatterbox. This should help stack a few tickets home.
Radioactive Thing.